Oh, are we on? Oh, God, yes. Gods, yes, we are on! What the hell? Son of a bitch. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, I'm trying to get one last video. Alright, I guess it's done. Talking like Cardi B. Broop, 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 broop. Alright, fuck it. Broop. Broop, broop, broop. Broop. Yeah, I know, the Iranian piece of shit's dead. Alright, so let's get... Young, depressed Dutch woman is given the right to end her life. I'm curious to see where Kyle goes with this, because remember, Kyle is a member of the left, and they think abortion is okie dokie, but Kyle generally opposes the death penalty. Which anyway, let's get into it.
This story right here is a doozy. Physically healthy Dutch woman, Zoraia
She's 29, apparently.
Terbeek, 29 years old, granted euthanasia approval over her severe depression. So euthanasia is, of course, physician.
Okay, she's not hard on the eyes. In fact, I would say she's easy on the eyes. She's got the crazy cat lady thing going. But get yourself a dick. Get yourself a proper dick. And you'll be happy.
Assisted suicide. Let's go through some of the specifics. The young, physically healthy Dutch woman who decided to be euthanized because of her crippling depression has been granted approval to end her life. Officials in the Netherlands gave the final approval for Zoraia Terbeek.
Did anybody think maybe this girl just needs some tough love?
29.
Have her live with me. She'll want to live.
To die by assisted suicide on the grounds of unbearable mental suffering, according to The Guardian. Terbeek first applied for assisted suicide in 2020, following battles with depression and suicidal thoughts caused by difficulties in her early childhood.
Yeah, we all have shit in our childhood that causes us problems, but we don't blow our brains out over it. Now, look. If she wants to kill herself, she's going to find a way to do it. But I really think this girl's problems could be solved with a good rock-hard dick. Not a dildo, but a good rock-hard dick.
Once aspiring psychiatrist, suffers from chronic depression, anxiety, trauma, borderline personality disorder, and was diagnosed with autism. Terbeek believed that the safe environment her partner offered would help her mentally heal, but it didn't, and she reportedly continued to have suicidal thoughts and self-harm. So,
yeah, here's a thing. Here's a tip from an old pro on mental health. Just ignore it.
this is the woman right here, really safe. Terbeek has thought about her decision throughout the long process, which takes several years to complete. Quote, in the 3.5 years this has taken, I've never hesitated about my decision. I have felt guilt. I have a partner, family, friends, and I'm not blind to their pain, and I felt scared. But I'm absolutely determined to go through.
So, rather than fighting, standing and fighting. Of course, she's Dutch, so they don't know shit about that. You're just going to cause your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews, God, I hope you don't have kids, and your partner, which I really fucking hate that term, for a romantic person in your life. You're not partners, you're either boyfriend or girlfriend. You can only be one of the two. But you're gonna cause them all to suffer because you're too much of a fucking pussy to fight. Yeah, we all have problems in our lives. Guess what? We sack up and do it anyway. God damn it, I am so fucking sick of every single son of a bitch whining and bitching and crying and moaning and groaning, saying, oh, I have anxiety. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. My mental health. Where? Shut up, suck up, and do your shit anyway. God damn it. How do we go from the country that had women making bombs 5 minutes after they were giving birth and young men running headlong into Nazi machine gun fire to this? Some young girl can't get over her fucking childhood, whatever the fuck that was. And maybe it was horrible, maybe it was brutal, but guess what? A lot of other kids had horrible, brutal childhoods, and they didn't decide to just piss out and kill themselves at 29. Stop being selfish, you fucking cunt.
Through with it. From a person to be considered
not that I have any strong opinions on that.
Eligible for a person to be considered eligible for assisted suicide, they must be deemed to be experiencing unbearable suffering. I was on a waiting list for assessment for a long time because there are so few doctors willing to be involved in assisted dying for people with mental suffering.
Yeah, because, doctors do this thing called swear an oath to do no harm. And you're not dying. You're not fucked. You're not like somebody who's racked out of their mind with pain or gonna slowly die of thirst. You're a healthy 29-year-old woman. Get laid and get a hobby, you'll be fine.
Suffering. Then the whole patient.
Now look, if you really want to kill yourself, then more power to you, but I guess maybe just do it in the privacy of your own home. I'll call you a piece of shit and a coward. And keep in mind, I've had friends and family members who have committed suicide. And I stand by what I just fucking said.
Terbeek was forced to delete all her social media profiles after an article about her case was published in April, which led to many users bombarding her inbox, telling her not to go through with the procedure, which left her in distress. People were...
Maybe, just maybe... Okay, I'll be completely fair to her. I'll be generous. 75% were probably trolls or Christian nutbags. 25% of them might actually be genuinely trying to help her. Like, I would give her my secret why I could never be depressed. And for me, it's cooking. All I gotta do is cook somebody a meal that puts a smile on their face. I'm on cloud 9 for 3 weeks. I don't know why it does it for me, but it does it for me.
We're saying, don't do it.
Yeah, but there's a little difference when it's medically assisted. Again, if she was a 29-year-old facing terminal cancer, my answer would be completely different. But yeah, I don't think we should let every goddamn girl who breaks up with her first boyfriend the access to the suicide drugs. Again, I'm fine if a 95-year-old who is now confined to a wheelchair wants to die. I'm fine with that. This is a 29-year-old who's just a moody bitch.
Putting a gun to their head and pulling the trigger or slitting their wrist or whatever. If somebody's gonna...
And yeah, part of Jay Bailey, part of life is, yeah, you got to suck it up and suffer. It ain't all about you, motherfucker.
They kill themselves anyway, then why not offer people a more safe, painless option, right? So it was almost like you should have the right to do it, and you do.
So, God forbid anyone actually just stand and fight. God forbid we encourage people to fight through their problems. Nope, you're depressed. Go down to your local doctor. He'll give you the goddamn drugs, and yeah, you're fine. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm an American that I have this, what the fuck, we never stop fighting. We never say I quit. But yeah, you're moody and you're depressed and you had a shit childhood and blah, blah, blah. And, well, just here's the death drugs. Enjoy.
You know, I thought about it more and I thought, well, maybe the way to go about it.
I am pro-death. To a point. I love modern leftists. They think everything is one or the other. I support abortion to a point. I am pro-death to a point. This is just some young fucking bitch, young selfish bitch that is gonna kill herself because I have chronic depression. Cry me a river. And so she's going to put her family through unbearable pain because that's the real victims of suicide, those that are left behind. She's not going to give a shit. She's dead because she has depression. Yeah, sack up, sweetheart.
Physician-assisted suicide.
No, I am fine with abortion to a point. And my point, I've stated very clearly on here, is 20 weeks. That is more than enough time for the bitch to make up her mind, and long before brain development happens.
And of course, the number one
Again, and if this 29-year-old was facing her future of unbearable pain, and she's going to, or even if she doesn't, and she has like a terminal disease, or a degenerative condition, okay, fine. I'm with it. I'm cool. But she's perfectly healthy. She just wants to kill herself because she's got depression. And by the way, I think depression, 99% of its effects are self-immolated. Or the person causes it. Again, I'm going to be completely fair and say this is speaking from a man who it is impossible for me to be depressed. All I got to do is cook somebody a good meal, and I'm on cloud nine for 3 weeks.
Thing everybody talks about in these. Then I saw a lot about this stuff in Canada. They have some physician-assisted suicide stuff in Canada, and there was a bit of an outcry because in some instances it seemed like the people who were going through with it were people who also were. It was like part of the problem was an economic problem, right? Like they had some sort of...
Well, that'll happen if we have socialized medical care here. We will have death panels. Because remember, we're the third most populous country on the planet. Oh, and China has a Mr. Kulinski.
Of illness. And when you think of it from that perspective, from the perspective of like, there's a poverty angle as well, where... You know, if you don't have the resources to get a certain kind of help, you're more likely to say, okay, fuck it, end it. Because in that scenario, you think they shouldn't be allowed to end it. We should have a society that gives them all the help that they need and gives them all the resources that they need and all the medicine.
Yeah, How much resources are we supposed to spend on somebody who has cancer but is also 95? They're already fucked.
And all the therapy.
Yeah, and Kyle, at some point you have to say it's over. You know, I've had to do that with my grandparents, and I had to do that with several dogs. At some point, you can't fight. Death is undefeated.
Or whatever, right? Isn't there going to be some
Yeah, depression to me is a case of the Wawas. Yeah, depressed. Fuck you. So fucking sick of people saying, I'm depressed. God shut up. Get a fucking hobby. Get happy. Or drink yourself happy. I don't give a shit. All right, now we're going to probably move on to somebody who's equally as boring, but we have this woman who I really have to pee. Be right back.
Video going around of a woman who is 33, so they report, crying because she's been single for 7 years and she's lonely.
Okay, let's look at this woman. She needs a nose job. I'll say that.
Trying to make friends, and she's struggling to do so. And, man, does this video make me sad. I feel really bad for this woman. I hope and wish for her the best.
Well, Tim, to be brutally honest, I guarantee you this chick, when she was in her prime, now she's 33, her standards of dating were way too high. Her standards for a man were way too high because, again, society lied to her and said, you can have Bruce Wayne.
I hope she finds friends. It's tough out there. It really is. But someone commented on this video where she cries and tells this story about how she was humiliated at a comedy show, not because people were mean, because they were nice. Someone commented, there are no female incels. Women are only single by choice, even if that choice is, I won't settle.
But that's a big thing. With this woman right here, right now, would she date and hook up with some broke? Oh, okay, I'll give it. Fuck it. Would she date Resonator Zen? He's 30. Okay, I'm 42. He's 5 years younger than me. He's 37. No job. Lives with mama. No ambition. Always has excuses to why he can't do shit. Would she hook up with him? The answer is absolutely not.
For you.
Except here's her problem, and this is what Tim's not going to get to. Real men are all around her. The guy that changes the oil in her car. Why did you start flirting with him? Again, and she's, I mean, I'm getting more and more beers into it. She ain't a looker. Sorry, honey, but you ain't a looker.
It's kind of scary. Why is it? Is this a new phenomenon? Have women always been sad, depressed, angry, and lonely? Maybe.
No, but for all of human history, we've had the good common sense to put limits on women's autonomy. The second we removed them, everything went to hell.
And that's why you end up with feminism in the first place? But I tell you, for at least this woman, she would have been happier living 100 years ago. She would have been married at a young age. She'd have a family. She would not be lonely. She would have community.
Well, you also got to remember that back 100 years ago, the hot girl of the town was the hot girl of the town. And you only had so many girls in said town. Now you have Instagram.
It will be worth it.
I'm not someone that posts or cries or anything on the internet, so this is...
It's kind of a standard girl voice. Man, you really need a nose job. I can't decide if the rest of you is hot or not.
This is a new one for me. I guess I need girls to rally with me and lift me up because
They won't. Women hate each other.
I feel so defeated right now.
Honestly, I had that thought. Is that a trans? Is that a transy?
I've been trying to meet someone, just anybody worth my time for years.
Right there, red flag. Worth your time, meaning 6 feet, 6-pack, and 6 figures. Again, the car mechanic that might have been flirting with you, you don't give the time of day.
In this video, in this context.
Tim, she already threw up a huge red flag. Up to my standards. That's a huge red flag. Meaning she wants Bruce Wayne, but she better settle for Paul the plumber.
She's not coming out and cheering for the system as it is. She's trying to meet people, and she says they're trash. She's not wrong. How many guys are like, I don't want to settle down, I don't want to get married, I don't want to commit to you, I don't...
Bullshit, 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 bullshit. She could be married right now. But the type of guy she thinks she's worthy of, or the type of guy that's worthy of her, is so far out of her league, it's in the fucking stratosphere. Again, this bitch needs to be like, yeah, you need to go with Greg the grocer. And again, I don't know what type of career she has, but given her surroundings, I'm saying it's probably a fairly lucrative one. So either she's going to have to settle or get cats or dogs.
Now, of course, I don't want
Well, yeah, men are terrified of divorce too. But most men will never have that option. Or a lot of men won't. Because again, most men are invisible to women. Again, this woman could be married to Craig the mechanic, the guy who changes her oil. Sure, he doesn't have the greatest job in the world. Sure, he smells of oil when he comes home. But he's a good provider, he's a good dad, and he's a good husband, and he's loyal. I'm sorry, the 4 things I just listed should probably be bigger on your list than the fact that he's not Bruce fucking Wayne. And by the way, bitch, Bruce Waynes are a rare breed, and every cunt is fucking them.
there are a lot of guys.
Basically get invited to these events, and there was a comedy
And
thing coming up, and I bought a ticket that...
I don't see an Adam's apple, so I'm assuming this is a real female, but... Alright, fuck it. Get surgery, bitch.
Maybe I'll...
If a doctor warns a fat person about health problems associated with being obese, they're fatphobic. Delivered to you by this fat piece of shit. I don't even know if they're male or female. Like, I don't know if them titties are male or female titties.
So, as a fat person,
I'm going to go with they're female.
I often dread medical appointments because of blatant medical fat phobia.
Yes, the doctor telling you you're going to die if you don't lose the weight.
The last OB appointment.
By the way, the last time I went in for a checkup, the doctor warned me, Dave, you might want to start losing weight sooner rather than later.
Appointment I went to. This OB appointment that I just went to, I've been dreading, and the provider was amazing. She asked me what my pronouns are. She asked me about my name. She made me feel super comfortable.
Who cares? You're there to get your pussy checked, which I guarantee you hasn't been an issue forever.
Asked me about my trauma history.
Next one, I don't even know what the fuck's going on here, but it's the downfall of Western civilization.
So beautiful you are. So beautiful.
Okay, I hope she has a breathing apparatus or something. Because I don't want Chubbles to drown. So this teacher decided to talk to her class, I don't know how old, about the fact that she's poly. Look, I don't care if you want to have sex with your husband and another woman's involved. You don't need to tell your kid, your students about it.
I pride myself on being a teacher who's very open about her life. And one of the things I'm very open about is my sexuality. I have a trans flag, a bi flag, a non-binary flag, all on my desk at my work.
And if I was the father of one of your students, I'd be looking to have you fired immediately.
For the first time. See, the kids are interviewing us teachers as a part of learning how to write profiles on others. They'll soon be doing it with each other, but they're starting with the teachers so they can all work together on one subject. And one of the kids on Tuesday is going to ask me if I have a partner. And the answer is yeah. And I have another one too. And I don't know how to handle that conversation, because while I know that the kids are more accepting of things like homosexuality.
Actually, Gen Z and Gen Alpha are actually way less accepting of homosexuality and same-sex marriage than previous generations. Because again, you people have you won your victory, but then you kept, not just taking the victory, and you just kept bitching and screaming into the wind.
Gross, right? Bisexuality. So I guess what tentatively I've decided after talking with my co-teachers and my assistant principal is maybe the right way to do it is answer the question honestly. Say, while I don't feel comfortable talking about who I'm in a relationship with in this specific setting, I will say that I am bisexual. I've dated people of many different genders.
Homeschool your children!
A lot of opportunity.
Yeah, except being gay isn't a fucking accomplishment. This is why I find the whole Pride Month completely stupid, dumb, and idiotic. You didn't accomplish anything to be gay. You're just gay. Fuck off. You're not special.
The world needs to hear what you have to say and your story.
No, in fact, we're getting fucking sick and tired of your stupid stories. I don't care about your stories. I don't want to hear your stories. Shut the fuck up. Be happy. Be proud. But don't include the rest of us. How's that? Now we're going to do the same cedar clip, but I have to go pee. I'll be right back. It's kind of funny, Phoenix, you say that when the majority of the country, even today, I think if I were to put it up to a national vote, a popular vote, for a constitutional amendment to make marriage between one man and one woman, I still think it would pass today. Yeah, you're here, you're queer, deal with it, fine, whatever. But could you shut the fuck up for a while? We already know you're here. We already know you're queer. We've dealt with it. We don't care. But just for some reason, never shut the fuck up. So now you're at the point where you pissed everyone off. You've alienated everyone. Me, and now you have Gen Alpha and Gen Z being, well, way more anti-LGBTQ than my generation. I was always on your side to a point. And the point was, okay, we gave a marriage. Can y'all go home and shut the fuck up? And then I heard the words that doom every activist cause. Well, it's a step, but we have a long way to go. And once I heard that, I'm like, this is going to devolve into a parody. I'll give you a perfect example. Civil rights woman in the 60s. Martin Luther King. I have a dream. They got what they wanted. They all went home for decades till some asshole brought up reparations.
It is you.
And I like kind of looked in the.
No, they never blacked traffic. They walked in the streets, but they had organized said marches with cities and blah, blah, blah. They were not disrupting people's days.
It'd be like,
well, the bus boycott was also built on a bunch of bullshit. And no, that didn't stop traffic, just lowered bus ridership. You know Rosa Parks' husband actually had a car? Why the fuck was she riding the bus?
Let me just see. Under the out and back chapter. And it says, my question about women's gymnastics is simple. Are we not supposed to be looking at their little rear ends while they're jumping around all over the place?
Oh.
Because I think that's pretty much all I've been doing. And
so he couldn't have possibly been joking. Couldn't have possibly been doing that. You know, a comedian writing a comedic book. This is why the left will kill comedy. They take everything as serious. I've seen this lately with the leftists that I deal with. Everything I say is serious. If I say I have sex, I break into the Minnesota Zoo and I wander on to their fucking orangutan enclosure. And I go into that cage and I fuck the female orangutans. There's going to be some son of a bitch in leftist channel that is going to say, oh shit, he said he did it. Do you not know what fucking humor is? It's being over the top. It's being exaggerated. Like there's a joke. Old enough to bleed, old enough for me. I took the joke a step further. Old enough to pee, old enough for me. But it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Fuck you. God, I want to kick Sam Cedar's ass now. Phoenix, you have no idea. You have no idea what I do. Again, I've been in fights. I've been hit. You know, I bled. It's not that big of a deal. All I will say is if I was your little brother, you would be bending to my will.
All right.
Oh, wow, and I'll be sitting
Cameron,
around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
thanks.
man, come on, man.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time tonight.
And also, I really love when she tries to fake act like she's fucking intelligent.
Killer segment.
And now we move to these dumb bitches.
Almost bet that every woman at this table, or I know like at least 99% of the women I know in my life have been a victim to a man in some form, whether it was sexually or physically.
But I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
So here's the thing, bro.
I don't believe it from my own family.
Right? Like, I don't actually believe. By the way, I also have the Cardinal Wilson rule. If there was no police report, I don't fucking believe you. That's my.
That's the other thing. I don't fucking believe you unless you filed a police report. Because one of the things that jacked that stat up was unwanted or forced kissing. Now, is forced kissing bad? Yes, I agree. But it doesn't rival the level of sexual assault or rape. It's just a kiss.
Actual rule. If there was no police.
And yeah, if there's no police report, first, I just don't give a fuck. If you want my honest goddamn opinion, I just don't give a fuck. I am so sick of these reports going out where it's goddamn. By the way, I remember the original of these Andre the Giant tops. And yeah, this little spaghetti strap wasn't there. Look, your boobs that bad that you have to just need that strap. But now if you don't report it to the police, then well, fuck you, I don't care. Oh, fuck you. We have this from Kamala Harris, absolutely unconscionable. The Louisiana House just passed a bill that would criminalize the possession of medication abortion with penalties up to several years in jail time. Let's be clear, Donald Trump did this. No, he didn't, you dumb bitch! Oh, God, I gotta piss.
Right, this video is my only experience with it.
When a woman finally meets a man who is ambitious, loyal, ass shot at noon instead of midnight, and talks about his feelings. Well, the friend zone is real. It's called unrequited love. And yeah, a lot of idiot, thanks to Instagram, a lot of idiot females fall into this trap. But the guy they call at midnight is never going to put a ring on it. Again, maybe we should teach our daughters to, go with the guy that texts them at noon.
Maybe she just didn't like you.
And why are you so allergic to holding women accountable for their fucking actions? Again, your daughter is going to be a whore. Because her daddy, you, didn't have the balls to slap his little girl in the face. And say, no, you're not doing that. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck? Fuck happened to parenting? Yeah, cry yourself to fucking sleep, assholes. And you know what? This is where I'm going to end it. Good night, everybody.